Hi, I am Melinda Fleckenstein, and this is my assignment number 3 for MIT 805, Reflections of Assignment number 2. First, what I learned. I've learned first that developing a Google Plus community is a great way to collaborate with others studying specific topics within a larger concept. I had never done this before, never made a Google Plus community. I belonged to some, but had never made one. Realized the great benefits of it. I studied specifically the flipped classroom. I learned that it's a type of blended learning. Many others in my group did a lot with blended learning. I learned that blended learning is not replacing the teacher with technology. It's more about integrating technology within the classroom to change it from a more teacher-centered class to a learner-centered class, which I think is what we all want to have in our classrooms. So I specifically studied the flipped classroom. I learned that it's not about flipping the when and where instruction is delivered. It's more about flipping the attention away from the teacher and towards the learner, back to that learner-centered progression where we want to be. It also provides more time for lab activities and other hands-on projects that the kids always love. It allows for more personalized instruction. It allows for that help of those gifted kids, really challenging them. It also helps with the lower level students that need just a little bit more to help them to get the concept. The flipped classroom puts responsibility back on the students. It takes away that ability to copy their friends' homework assignments. They can't just go home and say, hey, what did you get on this one? They have to actually watch the lesson. They can't have their friend watch the lesson for them. Students are able to get immediate feedback from a flipped classroom. They don't have to wait until the teacher grades the homework assignment. Till they know if they're getting the concept, they're able to get it immediately. And then the last thing there is teachers have the ability to know immediately if a student is learning the material or struggling with the concept. Same thing as the students getting immediate feedback. Teachers are getting immediate feedback. They can know exactly right then and there, do we need to do something else? Do I need to push this student a little more? Do I need to come up with something to help this struggling student at the same time? Tips for a successful flipped classroom. First thing, the biggest thing that I learned is do not try to flip all your classes or even everything within a class at one time. Take your time, go along as you do so that you don't get worked up and can't do it to your best ability. Know your available technology. Know the technology that you're using. Know the technology that you're going to have your students using. So know what you have available. Be flexible. Some units are going to take longer than expected. Some are going to be shorter. So just be flexible in what you're doing with your lesson plans. Set expectations for the students and communicate those expectations with the parents and the students early. Make sure they know what they are supposed to be doing and what their job is in this flipped classroom. Next one's learn from your mistakes. Nobody is perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. We know that as educators. We have to evaluate and learn from those mistakes to make it better the next time. The next one kind of goes with that learning from your mistakes. Reflect and ask yourself if what you are doing is truly something different, or is it just a different way of doing the same things that you've always done? So always reflect on your lesson and see if you can make it better. And then the last one there, video lessons need to be short, probably about 15 minutes maximum. The students are not going to want to sit there and watch 15 minutes or more of a video lecture or something like that. So they need to be short to be able to keep their attention. Also, your video lessons need to match your curriculum standards and the activities to be completed in class. If they don't match your standards, why are you doing them? And the activities to be completed in class. If the video lessons are totally different from what you're doing in class, students are going to learn that what's the point? They don't need to watch them to be able to do what's being done in class. So the challenges to the flipped classroom and how to overcome them. The three biggest challenges that I came across were parent skepticism, student buy-in, and technology glitches. First one with parent skepticism, best way to overcome that is to communicate with the parents. Always be open and be communicative of what you're doing in the classroom with the parents. Do this early so they are able to know what's going on, and do it often. Explain to them how the flipped classroom provides more one-on-one interaction with their child and added value to the homework. It'll also help them if they're helping with their child at home. It's an easy way to be able to watch the videos to help their student. Next one, student buy-in. Students need to interact with the video. They need to stop it, pause it, rewind it, be able to know how to do all of those things, interact with it, and use it rather than just sitting there, push play, and then play on their phone or something else. Also provide in-class activities that are engaging and relate to the video lesson. Make it engaging, make them want to learn more about it. And then the third one, technology glitches. As we know, they always happen. Always plan ahead and have a plan B in mind. Know your backup and where you can go with it. What I take away from this experience, the first thing is Google Plus communities. I learned a lot in making a Google Plus community, posting to it, using it. So I plan to use that idea within my classes for group projects. I really enjoyed it. It's a great way to have students collaborate on research. And it's easy to hold those students accountable for participation within the group. It's very easy to see if everybody posted, if everybody did their part. I also plan to make a Google Plus community for each of my different classes and have my students weekly post current event science topics or a topic that is related to what we're studying with a short introduction of the link. That allows me to see that they're actually reading it, looking at the link, not just Googling current event science. Oh, that looks good. Posting it. They know what it is. Classmates then are going to be required to respond to their other classmates, much like our discussions. I think that's great. I really enjoy it, learning from other individuals, learning from each other. Again, that goes back to the students being in charge of their learning. And my goal is to get them collaborating and communicating with each other over science topics and get them to think and dig deeper into something that may interest them. As a science teacher of high school students, I know that you have some that are very interested in science and just jump in and always are looking for things, and some that aren't. So in doing this, I hope to find some topics that some of those other students that aren't necessarily interested in science can learn that there's so much more out there. The second thing that I take away from this experience is I plan to try the flipped classroom in one of my classes this coming school year. I'm looking into what's kind of known as a modified flip, where I will split the class into groups and have different, more personalized group work. One of those stations or groups will be watching my video lesson. This will kind of overcome that excuse of I had a ball game last night, I couldn't watch it, my computer wouldn't work, my internet was down. We live in a pretty rural community, so there are some times that we do have problems with internet down. So this will be one of those ways to kind of overcome that technology glitch. My goal in doing this is to challenge my upper level students with higher level work, while my lower level students can feel successful learning the same topic. The class that I plan to do this in is very split. There is a lot of high level learners in it, and then there are a lot of very low level students. And until this and learning about the flipped classroom, I was really struggling with what I'm going to do with this class. I'm excited to try this. Hopefully it will work with them. With flipping this class, I will also have more time for inquiry lab activities that I haven't been able to do in the past. The students always love to do different labs. And then also give them more practice with some of the difficult concepts, provide them with some more tips and tools to become successful with those difficult concepts. So all in all, I really had a great time learning about the flipped classroom, using a Google Plus community, and plan to use them both in the future. Thanks.